Listen, Way of a Thousand Cuts is cool, but Way of a Thousand Blades sounds a lot better. Don't you think? Hello everyone, my name is Sentinel Grey, and welcome to the channel. I'm not kidding. Way of a Thousand Blades sounds really freaking cool, but that's not what the subclass tree is called. However, I have a build here that can turn your 1000 cuts into 1000 blades. The build has been in the game for over a year now, so it wouldn't surprise me if others have come up with it as well, but it's just too much fun not to make a video about. This build is catered purely to crowd control and ad clear for hunters. To be clear, you're not going to be buffing or debuffing anyone while you're doing this. You're just going to be a shinobi from Naruto that just knows kill. So, unlike probably what you're thinking, this build does not rely on your super, which means Blade Barrage is just a bonus ad clear tool. This means you're not going to see Shards of Galanor in this video, so take those off. We got other stuff. Instead, what we are going to be focusing on is every other ability in that tree. Let's go through them really quick. Knife Trick is your melee ability. Throw a fan of flaming knives that burns targets on hit. You throw 3 knives out at once. The Burning Edge. While enemies burn, your dodge ability recharges faster. Nice. And finally, Playing with Fire. Destroying burning enemies recharges Knife Trick more quickly. The thing they don't tell you is Playing with Fire has a duration once it activates of 15 seconds and can stack up to 3 times, which means if you keep burning enemies and keep killing them, the faster your melee comes back. Along with this build, you may want to also equip a Incendiary Grenade, just so that you have more burning capability or capacity or whatever. These abilities work well together, but there is a way that we can turn everything into this subclass up to 11. Throw on the exotic chest piece Ophidia's Spathe, and those 3 knives turn to 6. Ophidia's Spathe grants hunters 2 knife charges, which is a must for this build. Being able to throw out 6 knives that burn and can kill enemies is just going to make abilities in this tree activate quicker and easier. We are not done with this build though. Previously, I talked in a video that Monte Carlo has the capacity to give you as many smoke bombs or arc bolts as you want to use. Well, this time we're using it to get our knives back. In case you didn't know what Monte Carlo does, I'll run through it quickly. Markov Chain is literally Swashbuckler plus Grave Robber. You gain weapon damage on kills, and melee kills refill the magazine fully. Its signature ability, Monte Carlo Method, has this ability. Damaging enemies with the weapon grants melee energy and has a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. I assume now you understand where this is going. Just in case you don't, here is a step-by-step for me to fully explain. 1. We start with no melee charge. 2. We start dealing damage with Monty to gain our melee energy back. 3. Monty gives us our melee ability back, and because of how the game recognizes it, we get both of our knife charges. 1 from the subclass and 1 from Ophidia. 4. We use those knives on small to medium enemies. 5. Because we kill the enemies either with the knives or with the burn, or they burn and we kill them, Playing with Fire activates, reducing our melee cooldown time. If we kill with our knives, it counts as a melee kill, which maxes out Monty's weapon damage. 6. Reducing our melee cooldown from Playing with Fire and Monty dealing the max DPS possible gives our melee abilities back faster. 7. We use our knives again on small to medium enemies. 8. At this point, we should have Playing with Fire maxed at 3 times and Markov Chain also maxed at 5 times. 9. Because Playing with Fire and Markov Chain are maxed, their cooldown reduction is almost absolute, which has the potential to give us 6 knives to throw every half second. And finally, number 10, you are now the crowd control. Now I'll let you watch that all back in real time so you see and understand what I'm talking about. The major downside to this build, however, is it does nothing for your grenade. To compensate for this, you can of course just slap a discipline mod on your armor or an impact induction mod. That way you can gain grenade energy back based on your melee damage. You can kind of compensate for it. It's not going to be as good as playing with fire is for your knives. Still, this build is so much goddamn fun, and I could see it being really useful when Beyond Light drops, because they've been showing, as I've said before, more and more enemies, and since Stasis is more of a crowd control type subclass, I think we're going to see a lot more enemies on screen really quickly. It's going to be really useful too, unless they nerf Way of 1,000 Cuts to hell, which I really hope they don't do. And that is going to be it for me, everyone. I want to thank you so much for watching, and don't forget, if you liked what you saw, please leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And if you like live content, I am live every Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will have a link for that in the description box below. Thank you all once again for watching. I really do appreciate it. Remember, keep your heads up and be kind to each other. Bye now.